great to be here. My wife tells me great things about you folks, so this is my chance to find out if she's making it all up or not, but I'm sure she's not. Another reason I'm happy I'm here is that I get to talk about Shabbos, which is my favorite day, but okay, that's not a big deal. I'm Jewish, I like Shabbos, yay. What I want to do tonight, I'm going to make an ambitious claim. Okay, I'm going to say, well, let me start. Do you like Shabbos?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm in the right place. They told me it's that kind of school. I teach in different places, you know. Sometimes I go, no. Okay, but good. We're on the same page as far as that goes. So my challenge is harder. What I'm going to do is, and it's easy to make someone who doesn't like Shabbos, it's easier to make them like Shabbos. But if you like Shabbos, how about rediscovering the day? You have, like, you think you like Shabbos? No, you're liking the wrong thing. And I'm going to make a claim. I'm going to say, like, it's not nice of me. Who do I think I am? I'm going to say, like, no, you have no clue what it is. I'm going to tell you, like, this new day, and that's what you're going to love. Now, what are you talking about? How dare you? Chutzpah, what do you mean? I know Shabbos better than you my whole life. What are you talking about? So, let me start with some questions. Okay, and this is important because my claim is that from Yidden have no idea what Shabbos is. A recent way that this became very clear to me, a brand new way, I'm always looking for new ways to prove this point because I know it's a pretty shocking claim. So, a friend of mine did this with his class. He asked them, okay, tell me the greatest pleasure in life. Okay, in your experience in life, what's the greatest thing? What's the most fun? What's the greatest pleasure? So, he was a brave guy because he did it with a room full of teenage boys. So I'm like, well, that's pretty brave of him, right? But imagine you're thinking a bunch of answers. Anyone feel like saying something, or did you do the shy thing?
Guys, they probably say food.
Okay, well, some of the girls come pretty close to guys with that. So I don't know, right? What I discovered is the reason why yeshiva guys eat like yeshiva guys has nothing to do with the fact that they're guys, because they're like they're not home. You do the same thing to girls. You put them in a seminary, they eat the same way as yeshiva guys. So it's not. They just start that earlier, you know. They just leave home earlier, so they just forget all the stuff that mommy tried to teach them at home, whatever. Then their wife has to try to be Shem, and it's that's the difference. It's the Shalom Bayis share. But anyway, the point is, getting back to what we're talking about is anyone want to try? What's really pleasurable? What's nice?
Vacation.
Say it again.
Vacation.
Vacation. Okay, great. Anyone else?
Doing something that's hard.
Doing something that's hard. Wow. Okay, that's deep stuff right there. Good. Doing something that's hard. Vacation is hard, but okay. Anyone else?
The answer's supposed to be Shabbat.
Okay, so that's actually very brilliant of you. Okay, I don't know what gave it away. But the thing is, nobody ever says that. Think about it for a second. Like, let's be honest for a second. You know that I love our educational system. Like, we teach students to take one look at the teacher and know what he wants you to answer. Okay, so he's the Shabbos teacher. He wants me to say Shabbos, right?
That's why I'm not saying it.
Right, no, but good. But the answer is ridiculous. But you're not saying it because no one in their right mind would ever answer the question that way. Shabbos is the greatest, most amazing pleasure. Even if you teach Shabbos, dude, relax. I mean, it's not that. It's great. It's wonderful. But what do you mean? The chicken soup? This is great chicken soup. The challah, ooh, yummy. But it's the greatest pleasure. Better than doing something that's hard and serving Hashem. Like, what are you talking about, right? You with me on the same page? You would not answer that Shabbos is greatest pleasure if the rabbi was teaching about Shuvah, for example. Right? It's only because the rabbi is teaching about Shabbos. Yes, with me? Hello?
Yeah.
Response?
Yeah.
Thank you. So, how do I know that? How does that tell us that we're off? Because the pasuk, well, we say it in Shmona Esrei, V'karasa l'Shabbos onik. Hashem said, Shabbos and pleasure, same thing. V'karasa l'Shabbos onik. What's he talking about? What does that mean? Shabbos is pleasure? It's a great day. It's a wonderful time. It's great. Why is Shabbos pleasure? And we have no clue what that means. Clearly, we don't know what Shabbos is. Right? And let me start with this question. Anybody know what it means? What's the most basic information you have about Shabbos?
Rest.
Rest. Okay, good. Why are we resting on Shabbos?
Because Hashem rested.
Hashem rested. Bingo. Now, I'm not even going to ask you the question. You're going to ask me. Go ahead. What's wrong with that? Okay, let's just fix the camera a second. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with saying Hashem rested on Shabbos? Go ahead.
Because Hashem.
Yeah, because what?
Hashem works.
Hashem works. What? Doesn't rest. Hine lo yanam lo yishan shomer Yisrael. Right?
There's nothing hard for Hashem.
Nothing hard for Hashem. Now, how come we never asked that question before? Because you're not about Tshuva. You were born from. So you don't told. I don't know. But Baal Tshuva would ask that question. Someone brand new to the system would say, "What are you talking about?" Truth is, even Baal Tshuva probably know this already. So even they are like FFBs in that sense. Right? But someone who was like an adult brain, who was introduced the idea to Shabbos, right, would never would never make sense to them. Problem is, we know about this stuff earlier. I'm just using from a Baal Tshuva in the sense of like how long we knew about it. Did we get introduced to this as an adult, or did we get introduced to this as a child? With me? I don't. My point is not the labels. I'm saying from people generally learn things as children, and don't. You're a little kid. You come home from Gan and like you're making. You like Shabbos, so you don't. Oh, Hashem rested, and at age 5, there's no question Hashem rested. But if you would have been taught later in life, God doesn't rest, God rests, you would say, I think I'm missing something, or you're missing something. This is ridiculous. What are we talking about? Right. So far, I'm just going to start with those 2 questions. I'm giving you a little bit of a sense that maybe we're missing some information about Shabbos. Next, let's say someone comes over and he says, Rosh Hashanah is coming. I want to grow. I want to be a better person. Could you give me advice? Help me. How do I grow and come close to Hashem? What should I do? What do you tell them to do? What?
Take on like things.
Take on things. Sounds good. What else? How do you be a good person?
Pray.
Pray is a good thing, right? Is there any way you would say Shabbos is the way to do tshuva? I mean, you have to keep Shabbos like any other mitzvah. But how can we use Shabbos as a day for practical change and growth? No ideas, right? No, it's not that kind of day. What's that?
Shabbat is worth the 613 mitzvot.
It's worth it, right? Okay, good. It's worth it in the sense of like, mystically, I guess it kind of adds up. But would you tell someone, therefore, because of what you're saying, that if you want to do tshuva, you want to become a better person, just keep Shabbos? No, neither would I. At least I wouldn't have 15 years ago before I started trying to figure this out. Okay, now I do. I have a whole system of how to do tshuva, and Shabbos is the center of it. Absolutely, yes. I kid you not. This is true. Maybe there's a philosophy of it. Right now I'm just introducing you to it. But after, I'm trying to show you that there's more here. But after we get to that, there's actually, I'm not going to get to all of it tonight, but there's understanding how, and then there's what to do also. But Shabbos can really, and it's meant to be, all of that for us. There's a reason why it's the holiest day of the year. Come on, let's be honest here. You're in seminary here, I assume you're steiging, right? You're doing good things for yourselves, right? Where do you steig? Which day is better for your spiritual growth? When you come to classes and you learn all week? Or Shabbos when you have a day off and it's great? But what's better for your spiritual growth?
Shabbat.
Okay, so then you win. But anyone, okay, no problem. Fair enough. Does anybody have that experience as well? Everybody else feel that Shabbos is the day that you actually gain the most from in your year in seminary?
It's supposed to be, but it's not.
That's my experience. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think no, it's okay. You don't have to agree with me. I won't beat you up. In other words, you could disagree, but let's just be honest for a second. Is Shabbos the day that you understand? You see how you're growing more on Shabbos than you do during the week when you're actually having classes and learning. And it's like that in yeshiva also. In yeshiva, people Baruch Hashem learn all week. And Shabbos, we eat good food, we hang out with family, and we do everything. Sleep a lot. But how it's hard to see how that's helping us grow spiritually. Are you with me? Yeah. Okay, so we have 1 for and 1 against. We get some more voting here, so we see anyone with me here on this question, or they think you're like, I'm just how do you say such things? I know I'm being a little scandalous, but you can't learn anything new if you don't ask questions about stuff that you learned as a kid. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to jump right to it because we're going to try to pack everything into one shot here, one share. So I'm going to try to give you all the secrets, okay, and then try to figure out how to go further. Shabbos is made Olam Haba, right? We know that, right?
Yeah.
That's what does that mean? Olam Haba is not something that we have any connection to, right? The Rambam says, Ayin Lo Ra, so the pasuk means that no eye, not even the eye of prophecy, have ever seen Olam Haba. So we don't have any connection to Olam Haba. But we do. We taste Olam Haba every week. Come on, is that true? Do you believe that every week you're actually tasting Olam Haba? No, I'm tasting chicken. Good chicken. Very good chicken. But there's no chicken in Olam Haba. No, not even a little bit. So what do you mean, Me'ein Olam Haba? We say these words, we learned them as children. But it's time to grow up. It's time to really ask, what does it mean, Me'ein Olam Haba? It is Me'ein Olam Haba. But we don't know yet how. Because it's kind of embarrassing that the Shabbos that we have is the same one we have as kids. Imagine you have a 5-year-old kid and a 75-year-old adult in the same. They're doing the same thing. How do you steig in Einik Shabbos? I like that question, right? Having Einik Shabbos, I'm going to do a better job having Einik Shabbos, having yummier food. or really get into it. Drink the soup like this. Like what? What? How does one grow in these mitzvahs? It just seems like they all have a nice day. My claim is that our Shabbos is a great day of Elam Hazeh. A great, wonderful day of Elam Hazeh. The way Tuesday is really supposed to look, with getting close to God. Okay? But it's not a day of Elam Haba. We don't have no connection to Elam Haba. Okay, up until now what I'm trying to do is substantiate my claim that you gotta I'm not here to tell you fluffy stuff about a day you already know.
We're obviously doing it wrong.
That's my point. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting somewhere. My point is we're doing it wrong. We don't understand the day at all, and it's okay. It's because we just never learned about it as adults. You know the problem? We think that what we understood in second grade, that's what it is. So of course, but it's the most secret, hidden, mystical day. It's like there's so much to learn about Shabbos. These questions are just to get you to start thinking that there's most people don't even know this. If you're from, you keep Shabbos. I know Shabbos. But that's why also people, some people get, I don't like this whole, this, that. Because it doesn't do it for them. But if you don't know what it is, the claim is you can't complain that it doesn't work if you don't really know what it is. Right? So these questions are just some of the questions to get us start thinking. With me so far, yes?
As you grow, don't you change your perspective of how you view it?
Go ahead, please. Let me understand.
The chicken, let's say.
Yes.
I'm saying, in seminary or anywhere, you learn, even the physical stuff, you elevate and stuff like that. And Shabbat,
Great, no problem. Good, fantastic idea. Okay, but now here's the thing. So the concept is elevate the chicken. Okay, I'm eating chicken. Don't just eat the chicken. You're elevating the chicken. Question for you: isn't that what we meant to do on Tuesday also? So you're absolutely right, but that's not the Shabbos per se mitzvah. As Jewish people, we elevate the physical. That's what we're here to do all week. Shabbos is an added element of einig, which means you're actually supposed to enjoy it because it feels yummy. You hear the difference. What is that? The famous Rashi in Maseches Beis of Zayin. Rashi says that the reason we have an Neshama Yisera is to help us relax and rest and eat more. It's like crazy. What? Ve'ein nafshe katzala, Rashi says. You should have your neshama can have the revacha, something like this. You should have the menucha, the revacha, to be able to eat and to drink and to ve'ein nafshe katzala. What? What was that? The Chazal say that everyone agrees that Shabbos you need to have. The Shabbos was given to eat and to drink. And then Chazal say, no, it's given to learn Torah. So what you do? You should drink and you should learn Torah. Shabbos was given to eat and to drink. What does that mean? It says that you're not allowed to teach children new halacha. You're not allowed to learn new material with your kids on Shabbos. You know why? The Gemara in the Dharm is because then you're mevatel the mitzvah of the day. It's chakil Shabbos. What's the mitzvah of the day? The Ran on the side explains because on Shabbos your father should play with their kids. And if the kids are learning new material, the fathers are going to make sure they know it. No bittul Torah. Come on, kid. And they're going to get tough like that. Going to get into that mode, the learning Torah mode. Which come on, get to it, boy. And that's what the Gemara says. That's why kids are scared of their father because they learn Torah with them. It's like a whole intense thing. Maybe we'll find out about it one day, right? It gets intense, right? Shabbos, if you're learning Torah, you're learning new things. You can be mevatel the mitzvah of Shabbos, which is like to play games. What? How is that the holiest day of the week when we're not supposed to learn and we're supposed to play? What is going on? You with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just try to lay it out to you the essence of what it is. What does Elam Haba mean? It's very simple. What is Elam Haba in any sense? Not, of course, we don't know what it looks like, what it feels like, but what's the concept? What do we do in Elam Haba?
Bask in Hashem's glory.
Oh, great one. You're right. That's what they taught us, right? But I love that sentence. Bask. Do you want to bask? Do you feel like basking? You ever have a need to bask? You know why I don't like it is because these are words that don't speak to us. I really want to bask now. I haven't basked in a while. I want to play basketball is what I want to do. But what's basking? No, you see, we're taught that way. But it's not, when Yiddishkeit stays in shul and in the classroom, it's no good. It needs to be like in our life. So, Elam Haba better not be about basking.
Most people.
I'm sorry, I'm having a good time on your cheshbon. I hope you forgive me. Do you understand? I'm just having fun. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Most people just tell you they don't know how to explain it.
Okay, fair enough. Explain what? What are you talking about, Elam Haba?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So we're here to try to understand and explain it. Good.
Apparently
You're right.
the concept of it because we never saw it.
You're right. So I'm not asking about the stuff we don't know or can know. Well, what do we know about Olam Haba? At least conceptually, philosophically.
But it's like you're very close to Hashem. Like,
You're very close to Hashem. Great.
No
but
worries.
depending on what you did in this world, that's how close you'll be to Him.
Bingo. Okay, good. You're right. It's about getting close to Hashem and enjoying your closeness to Hashem that you accomplish in this world, really. In other words, in a nutshell, it's the reward. So it's the place of Gmul, it's the place of reward. And what is reward like? Give me a word or two, like what, besides basking, what's the reward like? How's it going to be for us when we're there?
Enjoyable.
Yeah, we're going to like it. It's going to be pleasurable, it's going to be enjoyable. Olam Haba is going to be enjoyable, pleasurable. Yes,
There's
pleasure.
no physical experiences in all
You're right. So it's going to be something not physical, but it's going to be pleasurable. Yes, can we agree? Yeah. It's going to be the reward, it's going to be closeness to Hashem, it's going to be pleasurable. This is Olam Haba, right? Yes? So Shabbos is made Olam Haba. Also, it's going to have to be like that. It's going to have to be reward. Because Olam Haba, first and foremost, is a reward of Olam Hazeh. Yes?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's called Olam HaGemul, right? It's a place of reward. So Shabbos has to be some kind of reward. And it's got to be pleasure, and it's got to be closeness to Hashem. Right? So here's the thing. Just like in Olam Haba, you enjoy the relationship you created with Hashem in Olam Hazeh. That's so far so good. That's what Olam Haba is, right? Shabbos is a day you enjoy the relationship you created with Hashem all week. That's what Shabbos is me'ein Olam Haba. Shabbos is not a day to steig in ruchnias. It's not a day to grow. It's not a day to work in any way. So Shabbos is not a day to develop your relationship with Hashem. That's what the 6 days of the week are for. Duh, we're Jews, we know that. The 6 days of the week are to develop a relationship with Hashem. Shabbos, you're not allowed to do any work. Any work. You're not allowed to work. The real work is getting close to Hashem. You're not allowed to do that on Shabbos. What do you do on Shabbos? You enjoy the work you did in the 6 days of the week. You enjoy the relationship. Now, like anything, like any relationship, if you just work on the relationship and don't enjoy it, what's it worth? Like anything you do, you work money. So if you work, make money, you never stop to enjoy it. Even if, forget a religious perspective, but just for a human being. If you just work and you never stop to enjoy your money, what's it worth? Any work in the world has to have both. You're painting a picture, you take a step back to enjoy it. Survey your handiwork. That's another fun sentence. You take a step back, survey your handiwork. One of those fun things, It's always like that. You work, you enjoy. You work, you enjoy. So you work, you enjoy. Shabbos is the day we enjoy what we accomplish during the week. Make sense with me in the concept? Let's see if we could understand what to do with food. What's all this focus on food? Now, Olam Haba is called a meal, right? The Chazal are full with that. Everyone heard of the fish meal?
Yeah.
The Lav Yasin? Right? What if you don't like fish?
Like me, gonna.
What?
I hate fish. They're not going to make you eat it, are they?
You're gonna.
So you worked all that work and then you can just abstain?
You're gonna want to eat it.
That's right. You're gonna want to eat it. Come on. And they sound like my mother trying to get me to eat you're gonna eat it and you're gonna like it. But my mother didn't sound like that. Just kidding. Right. The point is, what is?
Sounds like that.
Let's understand why are Chazal talking about food. And what people don't necessarily realize is an amazing idea, is that everything in the world needs sustenance. Everything needs food. Even the spiritual beings in the world are nizon. They're nourished. They have food. The thing is, there's all different levels of food. Hashem is, we say in the Davening, Hashem gives life to everything in the world. And that even the Malachim are given a spiritual kind of sustenance. It says, in Olam Haba, there's no eating and there's no drinking. El tzadikim yoshvim v'nizayin or v'nehen and mizev hashchina. We're being nourished from something called ziv hashchina. In Olam Haba, we're also going to be eating. The Lav Yasin, the fish, it's not fish. You're not getting chicken or fish. It's a mushel. Okay, so just if you don't like fish, it's okay. We're going to be getting something like mun. Okay, mun is the closest thing that ever happened on planet Earth, like the Sudas Lav Yasin. What is the mun? Let's talk about that because it actually happened on planet Earth once. The Ramban tells us that the mun is. Get this. This is okay. First, we're going to say it in a way that we can relate to it, but I'm going to try to relate to it. Man is the hiskashmus of the Gila Shechina of Kriyas Yamsuf. Okay, in English, what that means is there was a great revelation of God at Kriyas Yamsuf. That everybody saw, even simple people, the servants, slaves, were able to point at Hashem and say, Zeh Keli Van Veu. They saw Hashem, whatever that, they were able to say, point. Just like Olam Haba, When we say Zeh Hashem Kivinu Lai, that's what Adam Haba is. He's like, that's Hashem, that's the one, I know it, yeah! That wonderful feeling of like, I know it, yes! You know, people like Lahavdal, some people like go to like a concerts and they're like going, whoa, yeah! Like to the grave that you want to be part of something bigger than you, something amazing. It's like, whoa! Right? So, in Adam Haba, it's like to the extent that this is what you, if you're a fan, you know, fan stands for fanatic, not a fan. It goes like this. If you're fanatic about Hashem, about spirituality, then when you're in the crowd, you're like, whoa, and everyone's going to be pointing at Hashem in a big circle. Yes! Now, why is that a cool thing to sit around pointing? Because when you recognize that that is an amazing thing, and you're a fan, you're connected to that thing. That's the pleasure of Elam Haba. It's actually when something finite, when we're small finite beings, there's something infinite that we could be part of. Something actually that never ends. Something that infinity. Okay, we all want to escape. We're all like walking around life, like looking for something. You know, it's like opening the fridge, looking for something yummy. You know, you know something there. You know, you just look anyway. You know, so we're always like looking for stuff. What we're really looking for is we're actually looking for infinite pleasure. That's what we're designed to do. The pleasure of Gan Eden is like, yeah, I knew it. That's the thing. That's the one. They saw that at Kriyas Yamsuf, and that revelation became a food that they ate for 40 years. That was the man. The man was the hishkashmus of that. That's why it was so yummy. That's why it tasted like anything. The Ramban, right, explains it, and the Shla says it was the shayrish of eichel. It wasn't
But
food.
it should have fallen on Shabbos. Why didn't it?
Ah, very good. What's the relationship between man and Shabbos? You see the relationship between man and Shabbos, right? Hashem blessed and sanctified Shabbos. And the Midrash says that it fell twice on Friday, a double portion on Friday, which was how he blessed Shabbos. And he sanctified Kedusha Shabbos and nothing fell. There's a relation between Man and Shabbos. It should fall, didn't fall. What's going on? I go like this. Well, I wasn't going to go to this part of it, but I will because it's a great question. It's very important. The reason why we eat 3 meals on Shabbos, anyone know why we eat 3 meals on Shabbos? And it's not because breakfast, lunch, and supper, because it's the nighttime and it's only 2 meals a day, right? It's because it says the word Hayom 3 times in the Parsha Simon. Hayom lo simtza'u basadeh, ichlu Hayom, something else. I don't remember right now, right? There's 3 psukim. It says Hayom 3 times, and that's how we have 3 meals. What's the connection between man and Shabbos? So Rav Tzadok explains that the food that we eat on Shabbos is man. Okay, weird, spooky stuff. What does that mean? Because think about, what did we explain? Shabbos is made on Haba. Shabbos is you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, right? Shabbos is you're enjoying the relationship with Hashem you created all week. That's what man is. The Giloi of Eilam Haba, when it's Me'ein Eilam Haba, right? Man is the food that they ate when they experienced Eilam Haba in this world, and they said, Zeh Hashem, Zeh Kedem Veihu, Zeh Hashem Kivinu Lai. That experience of pleasure, of actually experiencing the infinite, that's the man. That's the food, that's the Ziv Hashchina. Man was Ziv Shchina, the shine that became something physical. Weird stuff, right? Not something that we could relate to. But this connection to Hashem became like a physical thing that you can eat. That's what the man was. So it's very similar to Eilam Haba. And that's what we eat on Shabbos, is Ram tell us. But what does that mean? Okay, this is all very mystical. Oh, on Shabbos you're eating man. Okay, great. You tell me, I believe it. But how do I do that? Okay, you with me so far in the theoretical part of it. Let's bring that to practical. How can you eat man on Shabbos? Would that be cool to know how to eat man on Shabbos? So what I'm going to do now is tell you how to make your food taste better.
Have to say the 2aShabbat Kodesh.
You're right. Now, when you say the 2aShabbat Kodesh, what happens? Does it taste better?
Yep.
You get the mitzvah eating it.
You elevate it and it tastes better, 1,000,000%.
Okay, great. Could you teach me how to do that?
While you cook, you just
When we cooked for Shabbos,
What's that?
we cooked for Shabbos and we wrote it on the tins.
I didn't say
When
sorry.
we for Shabbat, we wrote on the tents L'chvot Shabbat.
Great. No, it's a good thing to do. What I'm trying to understand is, how does that work? How does saying a 2aShabbat Kodesh make the food into man, make it taste better?
Same mindset. Not necessarily with the physical food.
Because it's man, it's whatever you make out of it. That's it.
Well, if it was real man, I wouldn't be asking a question.
That's what you're saying.
Here's what I'm trying to bring out. I want to really do, what if I really want to do this? And not just, believe that it's happening. What if I actually wanted to experience this in a way that, I experience other things?
Is it even possible nowadays?
There you go. Now you know what I'm asking. In other words, Yeah, okay, that's what I'm asking. Is it possible to keep Shabbos today the way it's taught to us that you're eating man? So, I think I'm getting you mad at me because I'm just, it's my own insecurities. But the point is, when I'm asking these questions, so you're saying like, yes, Shabbos is the most pleasurable day. Yes, I say the Kavod Shabbos Kodesh and it works. Now, my difficulty with that is it doesn't work for me. I say the Kavod Shabbos Kodesh all the time. But I don't find that when I say that incantation or whatever it is, the food suddenly tastes like mun, I guess, imagine, whatever that is. So is it possible to do that nowadays? Like, can we actually do this?
Yeah.
Of course we could.
Physically, no.
Of course we can. Physically, no. What do you mean? So in what way yes, what way no?
Of course you can. It's a
It
mindset.
doesn't change the taste.
You could do it, but it doesn't actually change the taste.
Who knows?
You could say it.
Yeah.
Okay, now you know what I'm talking about. Who knows? I want to know. You understand what I'm asking you? I want to be very real about this. I want to know.
I learned this my whole life.
I believe.
That's what I'm challenging. Yes, the stuff you learned your whole life, and now I'm asking you to think about it again. No, let me explain. I'm asking, I'm not challenging it. It's all true. But you learned it. How old were you when you learned it? A little kid, right? So at 5 years old, you say L'chon Shabbat Kodesh, and it's great. But now we grew up. We're big boys and girls. We're 17, 18. Now, I'm much older than that. So I've been around this block a few times. I want to know if I can actually start doing it.
Maybe.
Not just say words. You with me? I think you're starting to understand my question now, right? I really mean this. I actually tried to be. Someone asked me once when I went to Tzfat once for Shabbos, and there was a bunch of guys sitting around. I was a bachur, but I just joined their party, and they said, "Matai chazarta b'tshuva?" He asked me, "When did you become a Baal Tshuva?" So I told him, "Not yet. Still working on it." Right? I'm like that guy, still trying to be a Baal Tshuva. In other words, I want to actually do the Torah. Okay, not just I believe it, but I don't want to just believe it. I want to actually also experience it. You with me? You hear the thing?
Yeah.
And I believe it's possible. And that's why it's actually been about 25 years now trying to understand Shabbos. Because I remember the time, I was sitting there eating my mama's chicken. And she makes good chicken. Okay, we live in Lakewood, 107 South Lake Drive, and she makes southern fried chicken with the skin on. Great, the way it should be. And I mean, I have a great time enjoying it. And I'm like, at a certain point, I'm like, there's got to be more to Shabbos than this great chicken. What is it? And it really started a crazy question. But this is the kind of question I'm asking. Go ahead.
The rabbi said that we're enjoying what we worked on in the middle of the week, but what if you didn't work on your relationship with Hashem? So
Great.
What are you enjoying?
Good question. What happens?
How are you enjoying it? What are you?
A very important question. What happens in Olam Haba?
You don't enjoy it.
It kind of depends on what happened in Olam Hazeh, right?
But I didn't specifically work on. I mean, I'm not saying me specifically, but
Right. Let's say one. Talk about me. I have my off weeks.
right.
It's okay.
So
I mean, maybe it's not
let's
okay,
say
but
a
that's
person
okay. That's not okay. Whatever. Sorry.
Doesn't necessarily. He's not really like learning in order to make the connection with Hashem. He's doing the mitzvot and he's doing all these type of stuff. He's just going like
You're
any
right.
from person goes.
You're right.
So he won't
working
enjoy
on-
Shabbat as
You're right. Could that person up their game?
Of course.
That's right. Do you think they might have a better Olam Haba if they did?
Yep.
They'll have a better Shabbos. Shabbos is meant to be a little test for us. See how you enjoy. Can you enjoy Shabbos, the karasa, the Shabbos einig? Can you do that? Can you take einig and Shabbos or not? If you didn't work on relationship with Hashem, even though you did the mitzvahs all week, and you're like, oh, I was out to lunch this week, so I'll just have a good time eating chicken because
What
that's
am I
it.
enjoying?
What's
What
that?
am I enjoying? Like, what is, like, I don't understand. Like, we work on a relationship with Hashem, but what are we enjoying?
Okay, great. So that's now you're getting right to the point, because that's the most important question. That's really what I'm here to talk about. What is this pleasure? What is this man? What is Shabbos? What are we enjoying? So it's nice to say we're enjoying the relationship, but how do you enjoy the relationship? In a real way, that way we enjoy stuff. That's the question you're asking, right? I like that question a lot. Great. What's that?
Like during the week, everyone's always like running around busy. You think like on Shabbos, that's the day you're gonna really focus on your relationship and like work on it, and like you have more time to. Like,
So I agree with the first half, but not the second half. You want to focus on the relationship, but not work on it. See, imagine.
but like you have more time to like take the time and think about it and develop it. The whole week you're running around, and Shabbos is like.
Is it supposed to be that way?
No.
the fact that we're too busy for Hashem all week is kind of unfortunate. But imagine coming to Olam Haba and saying, Hashem, I'm so happy that we have all of eternity to finally get to know each other because I was too busy in Olam Hazeh. Bad, not good, bad story. That's not going to work. No, sorry, buddy. You were supposed to spend your time, you weren't supposed to be too busy for me in Olam Hazeh. You could only enjoy me now if you made time for me then. Same thing on Shabbos. We're too busy all week and now we have time for the B'ezras Hashem. It's too late, it's very sad. And the thing is, countless people that I talk to tell me the same thing that you're saying right now. I'm too busy all week, Shabbos I can develop B'ezras Hashem. That's tragic. Because that's like imagine doing that at Olam Haba. That's bad news. Right? Of course we're meant to develop B'ezras Hashem all week, right? We know we're supposed to, but we don't have time and we figure we'll do it. We need to up that game. Makes sense?
Now that we know this, it's great to hear my
Yeah, you're lucky. It took me longer to find this out. No one told me, so so you started you're ahead of the game. Go ahead. I want to get back to your question. If that's what you're raising your hand.
No, so let's see, addressing the other question, if I'm on the higher level where I'm creating the relationship with Hashem all week, so obviously I'm on that level where I know how I'm supposed to enjoy Shabbos, how it's supposed to be enjoyed.
Okay, yeah, but it's not it's not a yes or no question, it's not 0 or 100 question, it's gradations, levels questions, and we could get an understanding right here, right now. Doesn't matter what level you're on or I'm on, we all have some level. So based on whatever level we do have, we can get a connection to it. So I absolutely want to jump into that.
We've always learned that men and boys are supposed to be learning on Shabbat, and we're supposed to be trying to develop our connection to Hashem on Shabbat.
You said two things right now. One of them I'll agree with, the other one I won't. In other words, learning on Shabbos, it actually depends. If you look in the Shulchan Aruch, it says, Talmidei Chachamim who learn all week are supposed to learn less on Shabbos. People who don't learn all week should learn on Shabbos. Because if you didn't do it all, I guess similar to that you're saying, if you didn't, then you do it on Shabbos. Okay, yes. But people who learn all week, Talmidei Chachamim are meant to learn less on Shabbos. It's Halach and Shulchan Aruch. Pretty strange, yes?
So people that's only for the May of Brachos, so they could sit and
What do you mean? What
else are they supposed to do? They're not supposed to learn? They're only not supposed to learn, isn't it? So that they could eat and more and make more.
It's to spend more time eating, yeah, which is kind of interesting. The Rav Tzadok Kohen points out that Shabbos you're not allowed to daven, you're not allowed to ask bakashot, which is the ikra of davening. So on Shabbos you're not allowed to daven. Shabbos you're not allowed to learn. Shabbos there aren't many mitzvahs you can do. Basically, you can't be Jewish. There was something points out you can't learn daven or do mitzvahs on Shabbos because it's basically not allowed to do anything, So what kind of day? Yeah, so it's not a day for steiging. It's a day for enjoying what you already steig. Now the thing is, people are not good at that. Now let's get back to, you asked the question, and this is the key. So how are we enjoying it? And I like to bring it out in this way. I'm going to do a little exercise here. Okay, it's all pleasure exercising. You have a good time. Anyone ready to have a good time? I feel something good.
Yeah.
What I'm going to ask you to do is think about a challenge in your life. There's no doubt that if you're here, sitting here in Eretz Yisrael, you face challenges in your life. Okay, moral, ethical challenges I'm talking about, right? And some of them I'm guessing you didn't do so well, and some of them you did better. Yeah, so far are you with me? Right. But I guess in your own mind, just keep it in your own head. Recall a challenge that you faced when you made the right choice. But a real one, something that had some little bite to it. Like a real challenge. We've all had those things. A difficult relationship, a difficult choice, how you're going to behave in this. Right? Let me know when you have your example in your head. Just do that. That lets me know. Okay, of a choice, an ethical decision choice, and you made the right choice in this particular circumstance, right? And most of you have something in your mind. Okay, great. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is just go back in your mind and really remember this scene where you were. Okay, just to really kind of picture it. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes because it's kind of helpful to get there. I'm going to go back in my mind, same way. Picture where you were, who was there with you. Okay, were you inside or were you outside? Just really see it. We're outside, inside, with people, by yourself, daytime, nighttime. Just answer these questions in your head. Where are you? And remember the moment before you made your choice. You have two sides. One side is going to be really kind of the easier way to go, usually. One way is kind of easier, it's more lazier, easier. The other side is harder, but it's more meaningful. Okay, it's always how it goes. One side is more meaningful, one side is more comfortable, right? And when you have that sense, let me know when one side's more meaningful and one side's more comfortable. Just have a sense of the two, of the right? Okay, now, in this case, you chose the more meaningful one. How do you feel right now that you made that choice then? To be a more meaningful version of yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels good, doesn't it?
Feels great.
It feels great. It's like this feeling. It just feels great. Could anyone in the world give you that feeling besides yourself? No. Can anybody take it from you?
No.
That's me'ein olam haba. The pleasure of choosing meaning, of choosing what is real. No one can give it to you. No one can take it from you. It's yours. And we're here to make those choices and enjoy them in olam haba. To be real people, because we made real choices. Every week we take stock. How was our week? How was my choices? What did I do? Did I make real choices? Am I more real people? Do I have a more? That's what connection to Hashem means. Let's talk English. Connection to Hashem means you are real. If you're not connected to Hashem, you don't exist. The Maharal says, Gehenim is there. Gehenim means you don't exist, but you know you don't exist. That's the catch. If you really didn't exist, that would be like, wouldn't be so bad. I'm not here. Why do I care? No. Gehenim is, you are here just enough to know that you just live in an imaginary world that you made up, or Hollywood made up. But you don't really exist because you chose fantasy. Okay, we have two choices of infinity in our lifetime. We have fantasy, that's infinite. Okay, we don't like physicality. We don't like. We're stuck in our bodies. We're stuck in our physical reality. We don't like that. So we like fantasy. We like escaping into infinite. But fantasy doesn't exist, so it's kind of the problem with it. You know, it only exists in the imagination. So when you get to reality, the person who spent their whole life living in fantasy doesn't have anywhere to go. And it's really, we're living in a world today where it's so easy to see people aren't really here. They're in virtual reality somewhere. They spend their whole life playing a game. You know, half the people that you like speak to are really thinking about, they want to get back to real life, which is like in front of a computer, like playing a game. So they're not here. They're living in a fantasy world. It's scary stuff. We live in a fantasy. We live in an imagination. People are watching movies. They're completely like, that's what makes them happy. Can't wait till I can go enjoy my imagination again. It's scary what it's doing to us. It's really scary stuff. Hashem also wants to help us escape the finite world into the infinite. He wants to give us Him. He wants to give us God, which is infinite. The taste that we can have of that is with those choices that you just experienced it. So we all can experience the pleasure of connecting to Hashem, but when you say that in English, in terms that I can relate to, is the pleasure of being a more real, meaningful version of ourselves. So Shabbos is when you enjoy meaningful you. How's that? Sound like a nice thing? Inspiring. Wouldn't you want to become more meaningful you so you can enjoy more of that? So when you eat the chicken, but it's not just about chicken, you know? You take a bite of chicken, whatever you. I like chicken a lot. Did I give it away? Tell me, give it away. Yeah, I like chicken. Okay. Now, but it's a celebration feast actually of meaningful you. That's what we're enjoying. It's about getting conscious. You all said the right answers before. It is about your conscious state of mind. You were saying state of mind, right? It is your state of mind. But it's not just like the 2aShabbat Kodesh and like somehow magically it all works. It's true. The problem is, all these things are true, but let's try to understand it with an adult mind as if we heard it today for the first time. We would actually try to make sense out of it. You with me? Let's talk about man for a second. We said that Shabbos we eat man. What was this man? We said it was, the hiskashmos, it was a physicalness. I don't know how to say it. There's no word for that. We're going to call it transmogrification.
Manifestation.
A physical manifestation of spirituality. Okay, that's good. But I wanted to describe the actual changeover. Now, Calvin and Hobbes made up a word called transmogrify. I don't really think it means anything, but it's kind of like, Calvin?
Yeah.
Buddy of mine. I love Calvin and Hobbes. Anyway, see, to transmogrify, okay, maybe that was the word that took the Ziv HaShechina and made it into man. That was the process. I'm not really sure. But in any event, something like that, like transmogrification. I have no idea what it means, but the point is to take Ziv HaShechina and make it into food. A fascinating thing with the man is that they complained about it. They called it lechem haklokel. They said, we missed the avatichim that we ate in the batzel and the shum, in Mitzrayim. Why are we eating this man? What is it? The man, it tastes like anything. It should be like the superfood. It's like amazing. Talk about superfoods. The other thing about superfoods, it's like better than kale, It's like this ultimate superfood. It can taste like anything. It's like the bubble. What was the name of that gum that could taste like?
Baba? No. Double bubble?
Never mind. I don't know. It's been too long. The point is,
Everlasting gospel.
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Because it's from Willy Wonka.
Anyway, the point is,
Oh, for Willy Wonka.
The everlasting gobstopper.
Yeah, I think I was about like 5 years old when I read this. Anyway. So what is this man thing? On one hand it says that man is delicious, it's fantastic. On the other hand it says, Vayancha vayivecha v'yichilchas man, Hashem afflicted you and gave you man to eat. Is it good, is it bad? The answer is, well, it depends. Depends on us. Man is just like Elam Haba, we said. Here's what happens in Elam Haba. Hashem just says hi. That's it. Now, you're either going to like that or you won't. Okay? It's kind of like a bright light. If, you're used to the dark, then the bright light blinds you. But if you're in a regular room and the bright light comes in, you're good. Now you can see better. Okay, so if you were chasing Hashem your whole life, well then He reveals Himself, you're like, yes, Zeh Hashem kivinu lai. If you've been like kind of running away from that, and you're like, because I don't know, all that stuff, whatever, let me just enjoy fantasy, well then reality hits. Ouch. It's called Gehenna. So the difference between Gehenna and, like we said earlier, Gan Eden is reality. Hashem says hi, like real. Now, if you're not a real person, okay, Pinocchio comes to mind, so then you just fade, like you can't deal with reality because it just lets you know that you don't exist. Because if this is real, then I'm not, and that's awkward. Right? I guess that would be, right? The worst thing is awkward. The worst feeling is to be awkward forever. I thought I was real, but if that's real, yeah. And you're stuck there, right there, forever. In that moment. You ever notice that awkward has 2 W's in it? That is awkward. Imagine one word with 2, that's a lot of W, you know what I mean? What? Awkward? What? Who made that word up? Alright, sorry, but I digress. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about man. Yeah, what happens when we eat man, okay, when the Jewish people ate man in the desert, that is, they became goody-goodies. They just wanted to love Hashem more and do mitzvahs and never do averos and learn Torah and daven. Now, could you imagine becoming that? Or would you rather die? Right? So, the tzaddikim loved it. Because that's...
saying it.
What's that?
If you say it in a different way, you want to.
Right, I know. I was saying it like the Russia guy. I was having a good time.
Okay.
Right, I was saying it from the perspective of the person who would not like that, who really doesn't want to. Right, so that's why the Erev Rav hated the man. They just wanted some onions and garlic, like regular Jews. You know what I mean? Give me my onion bagel, okay?
There's so much garlic.
Why do we have to have this man that makes me holy? You know what? I want to be holy, but I want to choose to be holy. I don't want anyone forcing religion down my throat. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Yeah, right? So don't say you don't relate to this. This is what we don't hear, stop hearing, right? Don't force religion down my throat. Don't tell me to, let me choose, right? When you ate man, no more choice. You like it, you're going to eat it and you're going to like it. We're back to that again. That's what happened.
They knew they didn't have a choice. Like, what does that even mean?
They didn't have food.
They felt, when you eat it, every time they ate it, they felt themselves purified, uplifted. Ziv Hashchina. They're eating Ziv Hashchina.
So why they want
It was
to
only the
point
Erev
of
Rav
food
didn't like
tonight.
it because I'm thinking that if they were on that high level and they didn't like it, then like how are we supposed to reach an appreciation for Shabbat?
Okay, great question. The answer is it all has to do with taking it in context of our reality. In our reality, in the context of who we all make this choice. And when I say this choice, what I'm talking about is, do we like having 2 options so that we can always choose? Or are we ready to choose? And what that means is not to have 2 options anymore. This is the scary, this is it. This is how you enter Shabbos. This is the most scary, important, this is the thing, okay? This is it, guys, for lack of a better thing. I'm just going to go say think. This is the thing, okay? Whether you succeed or don't succeed, at Yiddishkeit, at Shabbos and everything. We think, oh, Hashem gave me Bechira, I need to hold on to my Bechira. And the answer is, no, our job is to give away our Bechira. Because when you choose, you don't have any choice anymore. The purpose of choice is to choose, right? Once you've chosen, you don't have a choice. But we don't like that. We like our options. You grew up in America? I did. So we're Americans, we like options. That's kind of how the culture goes. So We don't like having, that's why we have commitment issues. That's why we hate becoming fleischiks. Because that's a commitment for 6 hours. Do you have fleischiks commitment issues?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you can't wash. Everything has to be mizonos because washing is a commitment. You have to pinch. It takes a long time. So we have commitment issues. We're from America. We like choices, right? The purpose of Bechira is to choose. When you eat man, you're giving away your choice. You're saying, I now love God, and that's it. And what we have to do on Shabbos is eat man. What it means is we have to say, today I'm just going to enjoy Hashem, to whatever extent I know how to do that. As you mentioned earlier, obviously we're not going to do it on the level of the Dor Deya, but we're going to do it on our level, like we did a little exercise earlier. To whatever extent our week was meaningful, whatever extent we chose Hashem. So don't think about our failures. Don't think about, but I didn't really do such a good job this week. So as you mentioned earlier, if I didn't do a good job, so then I'm going to spend my whole Shabbos having regrets. No, Shabbos we eat man. To whatever extent we can, we only enjoy Hashem.
Isn't it a day of tshuva?
You're absolutely right. Shabbos is milashon shav, to return. The way the Mefarshim explain it is, the world is shav lishar sho. That's it. The word Shabbos has two meanings. Shabbos means to stop, right? In modern Verti Chala, shvita. Shvita means, how do you say it in English? A strike. Yes, shvita. We're not going to work. Okay. So it means to stop. Shabbos means to stop. It also means, what's the connection between that and tshuva? The answer is because on Shabbos the world returns to Hashem. It's not a time to do any work. You just enjoy Hashem. So the world has returned, and that's why it stops, because there's nothing left to do. It's malachtecha asuya. You know why everything is done on Shabbos? You know all your work is done on Shabbos? Because you've arrived. You're there already. It's like the plane. You took a plane, you got from New York to Israel. I'm just assuming from New York because that's what Jews do. We just assume everyone else is from New York. Whatever, sorry, it's just completely racist or something like that. It wasn't nice of me. But yeah, if you're Jewish, you're probably from New York, and you came from New York to Charlotte. If you're not from New York, just move there. Right, whatever. I'm not from New York. I don't know why I'm saying this. Anyway, the point is, when the plane, let's say you got bumped up to business class, right? It happened to me once. It was like, whoa, the coolest thing in the world, right? You get great time, actually comfortable, you actually could rest. Anyway, the point is, you get there. But once the plane lands, you're not going to have a good time in business. Imagine staying in, I'm not leaving. This is my chance to be in business section. I'm staying right here. No. That's really weird. You're here. Go. The plane's going back to New York soon. Just leave, right? Once it lands, it's not a plane anymore. It's a smelly box, right? It's not a plane. It's only a plane because it's flying. Once it lands at its port of destination, or whatever they call it, right? You can disembark, right? Hey, whatever. There's no reason to just stay here anymore. It's not even a plane. It's just like this tin canister. Just get out, right? Shabbos. The world is a vehicle to take us to Shabbos. On Shabbos, the world has returned. As you said, it's Shav, it has returned. So, nothing to do. Just enjoy. You with me? It's not so easy to do that.
Busy with tshuva.
No, you're supposed to be busy with tshuva all week. Now, by the way, that's what I was talking about earlier. I've got a system where I developed this, it's been many years, but this Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, it's not going to be time to go into right now, but the concept is a tshuva system of doing cheshbon nefesh, every day of the week, l'kavod Shabbos. Imagine doing tshuva l'kavod Shabbos every day, like having one thing you're going to work on. Like today, what I'm working on this month is being more present. In other words, I got too many projects I'm in the middle of, and they interrupt each other. Like I'm supposed to be learning, and I'm thinking about doing chesed, let's say. Right? I'm doing chesed, I'm thinking about whatever, halabai, right? But the point is, one project interferes with the other one. So my focus this month is, before each time period comes, I make a declaration, this time I'm doing this thing and nothing else, and I have to stick to it. Okay? And every night, didn't you do it, etc. And then the thing is, did or didn't, it goes like this. When you didn't do it, so then you just feel the regret, feel the pain, I don't have some plan, I made a choice that's less meaningful. Then you look at the choices that you make more meaningful and you enjoy it. You say, wow, I made a meaningful choice, that's great. and they just face the concept of the idea of this tshuva system is that if we just wouldn't escape reality, if we would face reality, enjoy the pleasure of our success, and regret the pain of our failures, if we just face reality like that, we would change. So the idea of this, I call it a dynamic cheshbon nefesh. It's not just keeping a scorecard, it's keeping the scorecard, but then looking at the score, looking at the end and saying, yeah, I regret that I made the wrong choice right here, and that feels bad, and actually feel the bad. And then look at the good choice and feel the good. Yay, I did something amazing. Yay me, I'm more meaningful. Enjoy it now, and then enjoy it on Shabbos. And then at the end, on Friday, you do tshuva. You know that there's a halach in the Mishnah Berurah brings that you're supposed to do tshuva on Friday for the whole week? Of course tshuva is part of this. People don't do tshuva, you have to clean your house and clean your heart. That's what you do for Shabbos. Right? So you look over your cheshbon nefesh on Friday, you do tshuva on the whole week, and you actually feel bad. Yeah, my Shabbos is not going to be what it could have been, as you were pointing out earlier. Because I did all these mistakes. Regret that. It's a loss. But then when Friday's done, you're finished getting ready for Shabbos, then you get rid of that. You get rid of the failure and the negativity. That's gone. You did tshuva on it. By the way, if you did tshuva on it, it becomes a mitzvah. But don't worry, that's extra point. But then when you come to Shabbos, then you just look at your successes and you enjoy. That's what you enjoy on Shabbos. That's how you do tshuva all week, so that you can actually enjoy Hashem on Shabbos. So it's doing tshuva l'kavod Shabbos Kodesh. You hear the concept? I call a group Hukos. Hukos stands for the Holy Order of the Knights of Shabbos. And we are dedicated to, of course, world domination. But besides for that, it's a joke. Where it's all about learning to experience Shabbos as a day of intense pleasure, a day of true Elam Haba. And the way to experience Shabbos as a day of intense pleasure. Okay, would you like to do that? Would you like to experience Shabbos as a day of intense paradise, Elam Haba pleasure?
Yes.
Yeah. So the way to do that, right? Well, yeah, right. Good. The way to do that is so you got to start all week. You got to start on Sunday. Yom Rishon the Shabbos Kodesh. Yom Rishon the Shabbos Kodesh. The mitzvah d'oraisa to not to say Sunday. The mitzvah d'oraisa to say the first day toward Shabbos, because every day needs to be pointed toward Shabbos. What does it mean? Now you said earlier, the Kavod Shabbos Kodesh. Why are we all week pointing toward Shabbos? It's the first day, second day toward Shabbos. Because to the extent that we're doing teshuvah, we're returning to Hashem. Then when the world is shav, then we're eating the man. Then we're able to enjoy the Ziv HaShechina because it means something to us. But if it's not something we put any effort into all week, it won't really mean anything to us. We're not going to be enjoying it. We're going to be like the Erev Rav who doesn't like the man. Because I still want my choices, I still like my fantasy world. I'll give you another little limud you learn from the man about Shabbos, and it goes like this. The man, we know, fell every day, only for that day. And it didn't last the next day. So on one hand, it was really great. Food comes from the sky, cloudy with a chance of man. Okay? So that's where food comes from. You go outside, and it falls. On the other hand, well, what if it won't fall tomorrow? Let me save some for tomorrow, right? Can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. So the Mon was teaching them how to have bitachon. Now, is bitachon fun? Let me explain my question this way. If you had a choice, I can give you $1 billion, which I can't, but let's pretend. I can give you $1 billion, or I can give you bitachon of the Chazon Ish. He had a lot of bitachon, by the way, right? So let's say I can give you lots of bitachon, loads of bitachon, or loads of money. Which one do you want?
Bitachon.
But that's the right answer. But come on.
No.
Don't you want the money?
No, you want to be now with the money, you're just going to be stressed out.
Money, you chill. Yeah, man, come on.
You
No.
can get the money.
What?
With the bitachon, you can get the money.
Are you sure? The Chazon Ish is very poor. Hillel, was very poor. No promise, no, there's no guarantee on that one.
Appreciate everything he has, not necessarily doesn't.
Okay, you guys are amazing. Fantastic. But you hear the question, why I'm in a very high level place here and you all choose the bitachon. But could you imagine that maybe some other schools or friends of yours may be really torn with this question? They're like, maybe I can have $1 billion. Who needs bitachon if you're rich?
You would take it off. You would obviously take
Because
it.
you'd be bankrupt the next
Sorry? What's that?
You would think
Nobody's offering me bitachon. Nobody's offering me either. But
Elio Hanavi comes to you and he says, it's just a little game to play in your own mind.
Bitachon, a guy with $1 million. First of all, then you have a relationship with Hashem. If you just have money, who say you're having?
You don't. You have money. You can buy whatever you want. Okay, let's wrap it up. Okay, the point is, I think it's something useful to think about in privacy when there's no rabbi here, so you know what you're supposed to say. Or by now, I probably confused you because I keep saying the wrong thing, right? But the point is, that's exactly the problem with the man, because for the tzaddikim, they love that kind of relation with Hashem. I just trust Hashem for my food every day. And Hashem promised to take care of me. They don't want to have. Why do I have to worry about my parnasa? Let Hashem worry about it. But if you're not on that level, you want a little control. A lot of people like to control. They like money in the bank. It feels good to know that I got money in the bank. I guess that's a hint. They say men are bad at hints, but I got it. I've been married long enough. That's it. It's been really, really fantastic to be here. Nice to meet you. We should maybe be to have a beautiful music, to have a Gewalt, Shabbos Kodesh, eat the man, be zeicha to enjoy the relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and return ourselves and the whole world to Hashem. And have it. There you go.
He said $1 billion.
$1 billion. Nice.